You know, we kind of started with that because we thought the core experience of getting everybody looking at one screen and kind of experiencing the same thing together was worth a lot of other things that we needed to do to make that work.
And so how do you sort of adjust so that when so that your character can aim or target on certain objects or enemies in the game?
Right, we have a couple things. We have a little bit of assist for it, although it does a great job of detecting where you're pointing. We also give you a lock line, so you can lock and strafe when you need to do that. But really, I mean, the main thing to say about it is that it's a really good system kind of working behind the scenes to make sure that we're aiming where we want to.
I love Quark's gait. The shoulders going back and forth.
Sad. Having sadness. Yeah, we want Quark to feel like a tank, for sure. He's giant, he's just a big space heater.
And would we consider this a boss battle, or is this just sort of a mid-level?
We think of this as just a really big enemy. You know, we like these enemies that kind of focus the player's attention on one thing.
I think this actually is a good moment to kind of see, like, we are dealing with a variety of weapons as we would get in any type of Ratchet game. It's the idea that with all 4 players, you would all use the same one at the same time.
That is really our focus, and that's not to say that we don't have some special abilities, but this is a game that really is about coordinating weapon use with the team. So we put a lot of our effort into weapons that feel really great to use with other players.
That must have been interesting to actually go through the development of the weapons because you have to consider the cooperative nature.
It's been a fun new challenge for us. You know, after working on so many of these games and making so many weapons, it was really great to have this new cool thing to sink our teeth into. And we've had more ideas than we know what to do with.
Now, are all the weapons brand new, or are we going to see some of the classics return?
I'm not allowed to tell you that right now. I'm very sorry.
When the magic day comes. Now, has the graphical engine made any changes since Crack in Time? This does look even better.
Yeah, we've had a variety of upgrades, some of which have been made possible just by our tech evolving, and some are things that we can do because of this new camera type. So, you know, we have things like screen space ambient occlusion going on. We have a lot of new post processes. This is, you know, really is the next evolution of Insomniac's engine that we're seeing here.
See, there's a lot of cooperation that seems to be required to get through this sequence.
Yeah, we frequently die here, even still. It's semi-miraculous that we're making it this far. Wow, nice.
All right, round of applause.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys finally figured out how to play.
Though Chad probably died more than that than the rest of us combined.
So obviously,
Sad, but
if the bolts are still in the game, then obviously the currency that's run all of the Ratchet games is still there. What are you using the bolts on? Are you still buying weapons with them?
yeah, I mean, they're still the foundation of the economy. So, you know, think weapons, upgrades, other cool things. Thanks.
Ready?
I'm ready.
TJ, any idea how many of these just aimed? Oh, is something about to happen?
It's my favorite part.
Now, move towards the fan. All together now! Move!
All together now.
Yeah, this thing's called the wind turbine for obvious reasons. Every time we tweak this a little bit, we think that's something that people can do, and then we practice it over and over, and we still have some trouble with it. It's really quite tough to coordinate even this.
Are all 4 of you trying to land on your own respective circle?
Yeah, right now we're trying to hold hands and stay together so we can have enough wind resistance to move up this thing. And all it takes is one person who's a little bit twitchy, such as James Stevenson.
I have too much caffeine every day.
TJ, I was going to ask you, do you have any idea how much of those little just kind of one-liners they're saying during the game you have written or will be writing over the course of development?
I would venture to say that it will be well over 2,000.
Wow.
A Crack in Time, we had, I want to say I wrote 10,000 lines, and I think that this one will have probably, maybe not that much, but definitely a lot.
you set a goal for yourself? Like, today I'll write 1,000 lines of dialogue.
No, I don't set a goal. I just sort of, you know, I work with the designers to find out exactly what's going on in that level, and I just, you know, keep writing and writing. Then we record, see what works, and drop it in, and then, you know, cut what doesn't. And it's a pretty iterative process, but the result is pretty cool because it gives all these characters heart and personality.
Now, what are the added challenges, since you can play with 1, 2, 3, or 4 characters, for you to kind of write the story so it all kind of ties together, no matter how many people are playing?
Yeah, sure. Well, the biggest challenge is that since, like Chad was saying, there could be any combination of players on, trying to find, you know, write different kinds of conversations depending on which characters are going to be on screen. Like, we know that we want Quark and Nefarious, they've got to bicker. You know, Clank and Ratchet should be working together. You know, Ratchet's the leader, so if he's around, he should be leading everything. So it's definitely just writing like a lot of different versions of a lot of different situations, just to make sure that people can still get that personality regardless of who they're playing with.
I'm just curious, throughout the games, have you ever kind of made the excuse in your head why Nefarious has never really identified Ratchet and Clank as the larger problem to his evil deeds than Quark, who he seems to be so maniacally obsessed with?
Yeah, you know, it's funny because it's so true. It's like he should be concerned with Ratchet and Clank more than Nefarious, but you just can't ask for logic with Nefarious. He's just so crazy that, you know, anything he says goes.
If he ever was logical, yeah.
And plus, Quark was his bully back in high school, so he's always got a spot in his heart to hate Quark.
So I think we in chat for a second. Also, you guys are all playing this here together, but you can also be playing this online, and it's drop in, drop out co-op.
Absolutely, that's our thing. We want to make it really easy for people to jump into games and just have a great time with it. So, you know, I could be here, other people could be far away, or any combination of that.
So it could be 2 on one couch and then 2, you know, off somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, in terms of weapon switching in the game, we've always been so accustomed to just hitting that triangle button, you know, game pauses for a second, you select. I don't see how that can be done in the course of a co-op game. So how's that going to be implemented?
You know, that's one of those things that we have to look at and streamline a little bit. You know, it's true that you don't want to wait for your friend while they're selecting a weapon or while they're at a vendor. So we've done a lot to streamline those things. But, you know, at the same time, we realize that those things are kind of a crucial part of the DNA of the series, so we have to account for them as well.
And you're still tinkering around with ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is the first world exclusive public demo of Ratchet and Clank All for One.